Good morning and welcome to the 15 minutes Chassidus Shir. It's 15 minutes in quantity. We hope it will be a qualitative day, difference for your whole day. We're learning the Maamarim touching Chavov. We're holding at Ois Ches. We've explained in the Maimer that the avoid in Elul is the avoid of the person. There's a gili of Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel into Elul, which is the koyach, to help the Yid recognize who he is and identify his essential being as being one that's a Yid, and therefore want to attach to Hashem more, have the Kabbalah Sel Malchus Shemaim during the month of Elul in preparation for Rosh Hashanah. And so, what's Ani Lo Doidi is the avoid of the Yid to Hashem, V'Doidi Li is the Gilui of the Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel. Bezer ani lo doidi v'doidi li Rosh Tevis Elul. Yesh loymar the v'doidi li sheba Rosh Tevis Elul koi beikir al higili the Yud Gimel Midas Yerachmiel shebi Elul. That the main gili of doidi li, Hashem is the revelation from above of Hashem to the Yid. That refers to the Yud Gimel Midas Yerachmiel, which we've spoken about at length through the whole Maimer, starting from the first time Elul was with Moshe Rabbeinu on Har Sinai, Rosh Chodesh Elul through Yom Kippur. So the Doidi Li, that's the revelation from above of Hashem, refers to this Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel. Even though the pasuk says V'Doidi Li afterwards. V'af shehegili the Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel sheba'el who hanesinas koyach alaveda Daniel Doidi. Even though that the whole revelation of the Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel, that's the impetus, the Nesinas Koyach, that gives the oomph that the Yid's able to serve Hashem now. It starts from the Gili from above, Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel. If it wouldn't be there, you would just go along, we go along in our regular daily life, not noticing anything different, not being able to feel something different, or be aware of something different, or think of something different, because it wouldn't be there. Hashem sends it into our world, into this world, so that there's a different possibility of a different dynamic and spiritual consciousness, and that's the beginning. So if that's the beginning of the process, Doidi Li should be the beginning. We should start off by saying, "Hey guys, you know what? There's Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel, and as a result of that, you can do your work. There's Doidi Li, and then Vani Loi." He says no. That's not Rosh Tevis Elul. The reason who is ki bepnimis inyanim ani lo doidi v'edis adam hu l'mayla mevedoidi li gilim l'mayla. Because when you're looking from the inner look, the pnimis inyanim, not how it appears on the surface. There's a cause and effect. Looking with the purpose. The pnimis inyanim means looking at the purpose of the whole system, and that is that the Avedis Adam, what a person's work in connection to Hashem, that's greater than the revelation coming from above. It's more precious that a Yid does, that Hashem sending down these revelations. The revelations are created by Hashem. The Aved of the Yid is what he generates, and the whole purpose of creation is for the Yid's Aved, for him to generate it and make a difference in the world. Or Kanal Siv Vov and Siv Zayin, Shekavana Begili the Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel Hochdela Eir Avedis Adam. The whole purpose of the revelation of the Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel is to arouse the person, to him to do Aveda. And through this there comes an elevation of Yud Gil Midas Yerachmiel. The whole purpose is not that there should be Begili. This that Hashem can create a world and create and release an Ein Sof and show that he is unlimited and believable. That's not unusual. After all, he is Hashem. He should be able to do that. But here you have a Yid, a creation, and he can say, I'm not going to get involved in the worldly way, in Taivas Elam Hazeh, in being attracted to the worldly values. I'm going to recognize that it is Hashem that's a creator, and that's who I am deep down inside. My Nefesh Elikis is my Iker source of life and being. That's who I am. Oh, that's something unusual. That's where you're really taking a whole worldly creation and turning it inside out to say it's made by Hashem. What it appears is not really what it is. The physical world is not only just a physical world. There's a kavanah in the creation, and that's brought out by the Avodas HaAdam. If one would appreciate how value one's service to Hashem is, learning Torah, doing mitzvahs in any level of thought, speech, and action, it gives such a tremendous understanding of self-worth. That Hashem, who is unlimited, unformed, says that what you do makes a difference to the whole universe. In any level of machshava d'mais, as the Rambam says, every yid should feel that the whole world is equally balanced. One thought, speech, or action can tip the whole world from Mashiach to come. This is the, and so where does it shine through? In our context, ani l'doidi. Even though the whole thing is triggered by v'doidi li, the revelation of the Yigdal Misarachimim, but the purpose is ani l'doidi. That's why ani l'doidi is at the beginning, even though it's generated from the revelation from above. Because what's important, what's precious to Hashem, what's the higher in a matter of accomplishment, is that the avodah of the Yid. And as a result of this impact of the Yid that Yud Gimel Mitzrayim has, that it has an aliyah also, is also elevated. And he said, there's two inyanim. The first thing is the ilisha nasa behegili mulmaila alidei yiridosi lamata bechdela ayusa adam knalsiv zayin. This elevation that there is, that it happens in the Yud Gimel Mitzrayim, that it came down in the world in order to arouse the person to do tshuva, in order to help the Yid. We said that in Siv Zayin. That's the first thing. It comes down, and now it comes and says, "What am I doing here?" So, I've got to find the Yid, got to help the Yid do tshuva. So that then it already realizes there's something much greater than all the godly revelations above. And this is through that actually Yid does tshuva. That's the second piece. One is it comes here in order to find the Yid, tell him the tshuva, and the second iliu, the second plus, is when the Yid actually does tshuva. Now, when a Yid does tshuva, we learned before in the marshal of the king in the field that it's makabel as kulon b'seva upon in office. That's one level. The king accepts them. Number two, he shines to them. He smiles to them. It's the second level. He explained there's two levels of pleasure that Hashem has with the Yid, that he does tshuva, and number two, not only that does tshuva, the etzem tainik that Hashem has in the Yisra and the Shama. Again, if we would appreciate that what the tainuk Hashem has in the Yisra and the Shama, it'd knock off so many problems. We'd be able to focus on the value of who we are just by being a Yid here in this world. In this itself, the level of tshuva, there's two inyanim, two aspects. Number one, the iloi shemetzata tainug dolamayla shebavedis adam befrat bavedis tshuva. That the first thing is the tainug that Hashem has from the service, the avodah Yid does. He's learning Torah and doing mitzvahs, and deeper the avodah of tshuva. We discussed earlier that you have the pleasure Hashem has from this, that a Yid, his work, the work of learning Torah and doing mitzvahs, and then the inner move of the Yid to want to do tshuva, to accept upon himself kabbalah malchus shemayim. And on this we said earlier, makabel v'seiv upon him yofes. That's the first level of tainik that the Melech has. And here in the Nimshul, the Hashem has through the void of the Yid. And through this, and through this, and the next stage is that there's the revelation of the pleasure that Hashem has in the Yidden themselves, in the Shama. The Sheirish and the Shamas, who l'mayla m'sherish to Torah mitzvahs. We said earlier that the source of the neshama within godliness, within Hashem, is deeper than that of Torah mitzvahs, and gamba mitzvahs tshuva. Even the level of tshuva, that's the pleasure that Hashem has, the inner bonding that Hashem has with Neshamas Yisrael, and that's the Panim Seichikos Kanal Sefei, and that's the level of Panim Seichikos that we had in I talked about earlier it's in the Mashal Sitzif, and we explained it at length in Sif Hey, that this is the inner attachment of the essence of Hashem to the neshama. V'yeshleima, the kivin she serves the tshuva so Adam shall yodam hu gili panim seichakos, the panim yofis and panim seichakos, that since the arousal to do tshuva of the person, and that elicits from Hashem the panim yofis and panim seichakos, these two levels is bal yedei gili dividedi li hagili di yugimlis arachim should be yellow, that comes through the revelation of the Yud Gimel Nisrachim Nelul, is that they're the cause, they affect that. They're also uplifted to have this connection to Hashem. The effects on an Iludoidi of what a Yid accomplishes to over the Doidi Li, who Shagami Gili the Doidi Li Miss Alisanik upon them Yafis upon them Seichukis, is also that the Doidi Li, the Yud Gimel Nisrachim, are elevated up to have this connection to Hashem, similar to that of that which the Yid elicits through his Aveda. They're uplifted also to have this unique connection to Hashem. So you see that the purpose is the Aveda of the Yid in Torah, Mitzvahs, Tshuva, and that brings out the special connection of love and attachment Hashem has to Yid. What is affected besides that, which is tremendous in itself, the love, attachment, and value that every Yid has to the eyes of the infinite Hashem, is that they accomplish in all the Ilm Silyanim also. There's this intrinsic connection that a Yid has. It's not just we're living in Ilm Hazeh, and there's and we do stuff, and somehow there's a spiritual effect. We're locked in. The spiritual worlds are locked into what we do. So as we put on tefillin, learn Torah, do tshuva, what happens is brings out the tonic from Hashem, and it affects the whole Seder Shtalshus. It pulsates with a spiritual bonding and elicits this connection and elevates it also. Now, the last ois on page Reish Chav Beis, V'yirotz, and should be Hashem's will, Shalidei Maseinu Veda Seinu, through our Veda, Befrat Alidei Tshuva the Chodesh Elul, especially through the Veda that we do in the Chodesh Elul, is Niske Bekarev Mamish L'Gula Siddur, will be married speedily the Gula Siddur. Sha'oz Yeh Mitzvahs Inyan Mar Panim Seichukos, then we'll have the true Inyan of Mar Panim Seichukos, of the smiling of Hashem, of the pleasure that Hashem has with us, the revelation of the essence of the pleasure of Hashem. That the special joy that will be, that when Hashem will do with the Tzadikim Lasad Lovei, is brought down from the Medrash. Sheir will be Gili Shekol Mechomas V'Toiva Rasha Be'ilum Hazeh Harach B'Tei Sheir Schreiket V'Tainug, and we'll see then that all the battle that we have in this world between good and bad, it personally, in each person, with the Nevesh Abamis, the Yetzar, and the Guf, all the battle that there is to bring out the goodness within the Yid, and that struggle. What's the purpose of all of this struggle? Not only in the person, but the whole world around, in the spreading of Torah mitzvahs, the bolstering of Torah mitzvahs, and encouraging every Yid to be connected to Hashem, and even the Goyim, they should believe in the Hashem with the Sheva mitzvahs. The whole battle there is in the world that we've had for so long, since Matan Torah, the battle of Toivara, it's only in order to bring out the Schoik of Tainuk. What's the Schoik as it says, Va'oz Yimali Schoik Pinu, as it says in Tillim, and then your mouth will be full of joy and laughter, and all Zev, because of Bekariv Mamish, will be revealed Hashem's pleasure, and that Hashem created the whole world. Hashem wanted to create a dwelling place in this world, and this will be accomplished when then the true essence of the joy that Hashem has in the Yidden and our Veda will be revealed in Mashiach coming. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being part of the 15-minute shir. We will learn in Mitzvah Hashem a mime in relation to Tishrei and to Rosh Hashanah.